Ты сегодня без завтрака остаешься. Сильно отличается. Веса больше. Дирхамов весит 91 килограмм. Раньше я работал с пацаном, который 84-83 весили максимум.
Понял. А как сгонка на этот раз?
С гонки даже не думаю. Жизнь изменилась.
Да.
Как на 77 перешел. Раньше всегда думал, на ужин где покушать, что покушать. Сейчас без разницы, лишь бы покушать.
The champ is here. Ислам, как себя чувствуешь, брат? Как обстановка?
Как это время?
Заряжен, да?
Told me like take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there, and I think I can finish him in the ground, you know.
When Khabib Nurmagomedov steps back into the gym, even the walls seem to remember what dominance looks like.
Суббота, Паша. Хорош Мамедов.
Кто это? Наш?
Khabib. Чтоб четко пообедать или позавтракать? Он так делает. Боком.
Inside the buzzing Dagestan camp, Islam Makhachev is sharpening his tools for the anticipated clash against Jack Della Maddalena, and this time, he's doing it under the relentless watch of his mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. The two have been spotted engaging in intense sparring sessions, blending Khabib's signature wrestling pressure with Islam's evolving striking precision.
Четко в форме. Все. Ахмад, ты сегодня без завтрака остаешься.
Хорошо. Ислам, второй вопрос. Как проходит подготовка?
Every exchange, every takedown carries the weight of legacy, a teacher passing down the very formula that once ruled the lightweight division.
Первый вопрос они задают. У нас хэппиши были?
Вместе?
Не вместе с другим. Персона.
В собачьем парке.
Не со мной, не вместе с другими. Против. Между собой.
This by the champ, Khabib, and Usman. A good little sparring session. 3 legends. One already is a legend. One sitting down is going to be a legend, and this guy will be a legend also.
Khabib is guiding, correcting, and pushing Islam to perfection. Under his mentorship, Islam is fine-tuning his grappling to a new level, mastering transitions and tightening his Darce choke with frightening precision. During these sessions, he's been seen applying the grip with that signature Dagestani pressure, a silent message to Jack Della Maddalena that any mistake on the ground could mean lights out.
ما عاد عمول عتاته وجود عوائط والله.
Discussing his preparation, Islam revealed that this camp feels completely different from any before. He explained that he's been sparring with heavier partners, some weighing around 191 pounds to simulate the strength and pressure he might face in fight night. According to Islam, this has been a challenging but necessary adjustment. The increased resistance has tested his endurance and balance, especially as he continues to manage the demanding weight cut.
Хорошо. Ислам, второй вопрос. Как проходит подготовка? Что нового в этой подготовке у тебя?
Все было
Чем
нормально.
отличается?
Пока ты не приехал 2 дня назад, я начал отличаться.
Нормально отвечай. Давай.
Чем не отличается? Веса больше. Дирхамов весит 91 килограмм. Раньше я работал с пацаном, который 84-83 весили максимум.
Понял. А как сгонка на этот раз?
С гонки даже не думаю. Жизнь изменилась.
Да.
Как на 77 перешел. Раньше всегда думал, на ужин где покушать, что покушать. Сейчас без разницы, лишь бы покушать.
Работаем.
Yet, despite the heavy sessions and grueling drills, Islam seems to be evolving into an even more dangerous version of himself. Under Khabib's close supervision, he's been testing himself in different training scenarios, from high-pressure grappling exchanges to full-contact striking simulations designed to mimic Jack Della Maddalena's unpredictable style. Each session has been focused on adaptability and composure, forcing Islam to find solutions in real time rather than relying on routine patterns. According to those inside the camp, his timing, reactions, and fight IQ have noticeably leveled up, and it is a clear signal that Islam isn't just preparing for JDM, he's preparing to dominate him. Islam Makhachev has been seen intensely hitting the pads, unleashing a mix of raw aggression and controlled power that echoes through the gym. Every strike carries intent, a display of the dominance that he plans to bring inside the octagon. From the camp to the cage, Khabib Nurmagomedov is shaping him into a complete weapon, pushing him to tap into that ruthless beast mode once the cage door closes. The focus, the fire, and the precision all point toward a fighter ready to make a statement when he faces Jack Della Maddalena. Meanwhile, Jack Della Maddalena's camp isn't backing down either. His coach, Ben Vickers, recently weighed in with a bold comparison, putting Islam Makhachev side by side with Maddalena's last opponent, Belal Muhammad. In Vickers' view, this upcoming matchup might actually benefit Jack. Why? Because of the stylistic contrast. Belal's unpredictable rhythm and awkward angles force Maddalena to constantly adjust, but Islam's more conventional, textbook-style striking could open clearer paths for Jack to dictate the pace. According to Vickers, if Maddalena stays sharp and patient, he can turn those openings into opportunities, and that's exactly what his team is preparing for.
I think it might actually be a bit easier than the Belal fight, just given the styles and that. Like Belal's a bit more unorthodox, so a bit harder to cope with, whereas Islam's a more traditional sort of striker. Obviously a slightly smaller guy, and I don't doubt he's going to put the weight on, and you know. There's two ways it could go. Does the weight cut, does not having to cut weight help him, or does carrying that extra weight hinder his cardio? You know, we don't know how that's going to play out yet. He's obviously never fought at 70 before as a competitive fighter, I don't think. So it's going to be his first time stepping up a weight class in a title fight, doing 5 rounds with the champ. You know, it's a tough ask for Islam, and I understand that.
Vickers further acknowledged that Makhachev's biggest weapons, his strength and world-class grappling, will undeniably come into play, but he insisted that Maddalena is more than capable of managing that threat. While Islam's submission game has ended fights for some of the best in the division, Vickers pointed out that Jack's defensive awareness and composure under pressure make him extremely difficult to finish on the ground. In his words, it would take near-perfect execution from Makhachev to pull it off. From their perspective, the key lies in neutralizing Islam's control and forcing the fight back to Maddalena's comfort zone, where his timing, accuracy, and striking creativity can truly shine.
Obviously, Islam is a much greater finishing threat. Like, he's a guy that gets submissions, whereas Belal's more of a ride-out positions kind of guy, and like look to stall out the fight. So I think there's a bit more danger in Islam's grappling. Obviously, he's getting stoppages, but he's getting stoppages against smaller guys, you know, and Jack's very hard to submit. If it's not perfect, it's not going to work. So he'll get out. So we'll see. But I do think that, you know, Islam on paper is a better grappler. What's up?
Makhachev himself is no stranger to dominance. For nearly a decade, he's ruled the lightweight division with surgical precision and unmatched control. 14 consecutive wins and 4 straight title defenses tell the story of a fighter who doesn't just win, he imposes his will. Now sitting at number 1 in the pound-for-pound rankings, Makhachev stands as the gold standard for modern MMA excellence.
I mean, I think my mindset, I think Islam can finish him on the ground. For sure. And especially it's like we saw with DDP. If you never felt one of those Dagestani style wrestlers, like you don't want it to be your first time in the cage feeling it. And Islam and them, they have a different feel. They have a different type of grappling. So for JDM, even in our fight, he makes mistakes on the ground.
And with that, Islam made his intentions crystal clear. Jack Della Maddalena stepping into deep waters, he revealed that Khabib's instructions were simple. Take Jack down, punish him, control him, and finish the job. Confident and composed, Makhachev affirmed that his entire camp is built around one mission, to end this fight on the ground.
Not secret. He told me like, take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there. And I think I can finish him in the ground, you know. I can choke him, do some like armbar something, because I feel, you know, I saw his skills in the ground. He good, but I have something more.
Furthermore, Islam discussed what he noticed while analyzing Jack Della Maddalena's performances. He admitted Jack is a sharp striker with decent defense, but pointed out a major flaw: his wrestling. According to Islam, Jack's ground game hasn't evolved, and that lack of wrestling will be his downfall.
Honestly, yeah, I watch all his fight. He's good. Striking is good. His boxing is very good, you know. And his wrestling not so good, but he good in the ground. He know how to defend, how to escape, how to get up, you know. He have good skills in the ground also, but I saw his wrestling just not good, but he know how to defend, you know. And like he's striking really good. That's why he's one of the best in the world, and he's the world champion right now.
The issue with Jack Della Maddalena's wrestling, as Islam explained, is that it's fundamentally weak. He noted that several opponents have taken Jack down before, and while Jack shows good defense and awareness, his actual wrestling ability is nearly non-existent. Islam praised his striking and composure, but emphasized that this one flaw will be the opening he intends to exploit.
I saw his defense, you know. A lot of guys take him down. Like I think all his opponents in UFC take him down, but he feel good in the ground. When somebody take him down, he not panic, like try to do some mistake, and he know how to defend.
Since Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight, many fans have wondered how he'd adjust to the added weight. But coach Javier Mendez has put those doubts to rest. After visiting the camp, he was blown away by Islam's condition, calling him stronger, faster, and perfectly built for 170. Javier revealed that Islam now walks around at a solid 191 pounds and is fully ready to unleash his power inside the octagon.
When he came in, I looked at him. I was thinking we were going to be quite a bit smaller than Jack, but when I saw him, I said, "Oh, you know, safe." The coach, you know, is put him on good schedule, good workout schedule. I would see him run with vests, you know, a weight vest and the whole bit, and he's put on the weight really nice. So I think Islam right now is about 191 pounds. You know, he's solid 191. So we're not going to have an issue with the weight, you know, jumping up in weight. He was, let's face it, he was a fairly large lightweight as it was anyways, okay? Now, I don't think he's a small welterweight. I don't think he's a big welterweight. I think he's a average size welterweight at the present time.
Praising Islam Makhachev, coach Javier Mendez explained why the pound-for-pound king is different from everyone else, even his own teammates. He described Islam as not just a dominant champion, but a brilliant student of the game who learns fast and executes perfectly. Mendez warned that Jack Della Maddalena is making a mistake by underestimating him, because once the cage door closes, he won't be able to match Islam's level.
I've always said it that this guy, he's so easy to train. He's good everywhere, and a lot of people underestimate how good he is. And when they get in there with him, it feels a different story. You know, like the guy can stand with you. He can take you to the ground and deal with you on the ground, and he's smart and he listens to his coaches, all his coaches. Whatever his coach tells him to do, he go out and he does it. You know, I remember him way back in the day. I used to have him spar with guys a little heavier than him, and it was like a remote control. I would tell him move this way, move that way, and he'd do it. It was unbelievable.
It's a perfect MMA
He's
fighter.
a perfect MMA fighter. He's a perfect student. You know, he's a perfect fighter. He is the perfect fighter.
That's why Javier Mendez firmly maintains that Islam still deserves the top pound-for-pound spot. Regardless of what critics say, he believes no one matches Islam's level. Mendez shared that during a recent sparring session, Islam looked absolutely unstoppable. He cautioned Jack Della Maddalena's camp not to underestimate him and to bring everything they have, because once the fight starts, they'll realize there's nothing they can do to stop it.
Not doing their homework. I think people underestimate him because they're not doing their homework. If you're doing your homework, you better really look at this guy and go, damn, we're fighting pound for pound the number one. I don't care what anybody says. He's pound for pound number one in my eyes. I look at him as number one. I will continue to look at him as number one. And what I've seen in sparring, this first time I've seen him spar twice now, he's number one.
Can you give us any nice insight into that?
I can't tell you what I seen, but what I seen was unbelievable, and I'm not afraid of anything anybody has against him. Wow. Bring it, whatever you got, bring it, because he's bringing it.
With the legacy stakes climbing higher, even former champion Kamaru Usman is waiting on the matchup. He admitted this fight genuinely interests him, noting how the early predictions have shifted as Jack Della Maddalena's training has impressed many. According to Usman, Jack looks sharper, motivated, and in top form, making this battle far closer than most fans and analysts currently believe.
Islam versus JDM in the MSG. How do you think it will play out?
It's a very, very intriguing fight. JDM is growing at a rapid pace, and we all know what Islam possesses, and we know how good Islam is. So I'm intrigued about that fight. I don't think, because I feel like some people are kind of, initially when that fight was being announced, people were like, oh, this Islam's gonna do this, Islam's gonna take care of him, or JDM's too big. I think now we're starting to understand that fight's gonna be a lot closer than we think.
Meanwhile, Bilal Muhammad, who has already shared the octagon with Jack Della Maddalena, gave his own take on the matchup. He believes it'll be a straightforward win for Islam Makhachev. Breaking it down, Bilal said Islam's ground control is on another level, and while JDM can scramble, Islam won't allow him the space to do so. Once Makhachev gains control, Bilal noted he's relentless in applying pressure, setting traps and locking in submissions until it's over.
Who do you think comes away with that one, JDM or Islam?
I mean, honestly, for me, it's full focus on Ian. If I'm looking at that fight, stylistically, I think if Islam gets to the ground, it's going to be a easy night. Islam's ground game is so good. And I think JDM makes a lot of mistakes on the ground. With this scrambling, he's very good at it, but I think Islam doesn't let you scramble. So if you scramble, he's good at locking in chokes or locking in arm triangles. But you still got to get it to the ground first, right? So it's fun. It's going to be good to see how he is on the feet with JDM, who's kind of tricky. But I think if Islam gets to the ground, Islam will get his hand raised.
And it's not just Javier Mendez who's impressed. Umar Nurmagomedov has confirmed it too. He revealed that Islam is in peak condition, sharper than ever, and mentally locked in for this fight. Umar stressed that Islam isn't a one-dimensional fighter, but a complete mixed martial artist with multiple strategies ready to unfold. In his view, Islam is focused, composed, and fully prepared to capture the welterweight crown.
Islam in amazing shape, and this guy, very smart fighter, and I'm his fan, and he have he don't have some just one plan for fight, and he have plan A, B, C, and like all alphabet, D, E, A, everything, like if something not he couldn't do, he gonna try other one not good, he have next plan, and he's amazing fighter, and he's amazing friend, brother, and I think he will take this belt. I think he deserves.
Umar didn't just praise Islam's skill set, he highlighted the visible evolution in his physique. The welterweight version of Makhachev, he said, is no longer adapting to a new frame but thriving in it. The added muscle, the refined conditioning, and the explosive power have all come together. In Umar's words, Islam's transformation isn't just physical, it's the birth of a more dangerous fighter. Right now, he's not stepping into the cage for a contest, he's entering it as a weapon.
He looks very good now. Do you think he's like very built well for welterweight?
Yes, he become a bigger, now he have more power. More than ever, and I think he's ready.
This recognition of Islam's evolving strategy extends beyond his teammates. Even top-tier fighters like Merab Dvalishvili have taken notice, and Merab called Islam a problem for anyone, a fighter who reads situations faster than most can react. His southpaw stance, precise timing, and ability to mix levels make him nearly impossible to predict. According to Merab, Islam's danger doesn't come from raw power alone, it's from how effortlessly he shifts from defense to dominance.
You mentioned Islam. He's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down. So
Merab went on to emphasize that Islam's edge lies in his intellect as much as his strength. He called him a thinker, someone who dissects opponents long before fight night. Every feint, every rhythm, every weakness gets logged and studied. After reviewing Jack Della Maddalena's performance against Bilal Muhammad, Merab is convinced that Islam won't just come in prepared, he'll come in knowing exactly where to strike, where to shift gears, and how to control every second inside the cage.
We all see the JDM Bilal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible. It's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
But despite the growing buzz around Islam's reinvention, not everyone is convinced. Daniel Dariush, a fighter who's shared the cage with some of the best, remains skeptical. He argued that adding size doesn't always translate to superiority. In his view, Jack Della Maddalena's natural frame and high-pressure striking give him an edge as the rounds progress. Dariush respects Islam's discipline and precision, but he believes Jack's endurance and composure under fire might prove to be the deciding factors when fatigue starts to set in.
Now towards JDM.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio-wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but now this is all feel. This is one of the few fights where I can't really give you a clear answer. So I just feel like JDM.
Dariush didn't stop there. He doubled down on his point. He highlighted Jack's elite conditioning and ability to thrive in deep waters, calling him one of the few fighters who get sharper as the minutes tick by. While he praised Islam's control and technical mastery, he also highlighted that the Australian's momentum and volume striking could create real problems. His prediction that Jack might pull off the upset caught fans off guard and instantly fueled discussions across the MMA world. And as it turns out, Dariush isn't standing alone in that belief.
He's a big guy. I think he's going to fill into that weight. He's a really big 155er. So I think his lifestyle outside of training camp is going to be a little more comfortable, and he'll fill into that weight class no problem. He could be champion there for sure.
How do you think he does against JDM?
I think the beginning of the fight's going to tell the story, like how well JDM does at getting up, how well JDM does at keeping Islam off of his feet, off of his legs, off of the cage. It's tough to call that because JDM's a big guy, athletic. I'm excited about that. A lot of fun fights in the future.
And adding to that wave of opinions, former champion Luke Rockhold shared his own take. He agreed that while Jack Della Maddalena can't match Islam's world-class wrestling, his striking and timing make him far from an easy target. Rockhold explained that the imbalance in their skill sets is what makes this fight fascinating. A perfect clash between control and chaos. In his view, the wrestling advantage doesn't erase Jack's threat, it only raises the stakes for what could become a tactical yet explosive battle.
Do you see him beating JDM to win that welterweight title?
That's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight. It's going to be interesting. You know, I think those are my three favorite fighters in the UFC right now. We go Islam, Topuria, and JDM. JDM's he's fun to watch. So, I mean, that's going to be a great fight. You know, he's no slouch at wrestling, but you have a guy that's wrestled his whole life and grappled his whole life versus JDM. He's kind of like, he's secondary on that, but you know, you never know. He's a bigger guy. So, you know, we'll see how Islam, how he bulks up and how he looks. He looks a lot bigger than what I remember. I used to train with him forever. So, I mean, he's definitely grown. You know, we'll see how he carries the weight.
In the end, the anticipation surrounding Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena isn't just about who's stronger or faster. It's about strategy, evolution, and willpower colliding at the highest level. Inside the camp, the energy is electric. With Khabib Nurmagomedov back in the mix, Islam Makhachev's preparation has reached an entirely new level, and one thing's certain, when that octagon door closes, we're witnessing a test of legacy. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive right here on Boxism, where fight stories come alive.